Welcome to the Beach Chair, where we talk about anything under the beautiful sun of La Union. From food, design, fitness, wellness, the community, and the people that make La Union a dream destination. So today, we are fortunate enough to have my boxing coach and my neighbor as our guest to talk about anything about boxing, fitness, and the community here in La Union, Mr. Justin Lee. Hi, Jess.
Hey,
Welcome.
thanks for having me, Rob.
Okay, so on the drive here, I was telling you this is one of the more I'm excited about, more episodes I'm excited about, just because I only know of you through boxing and then
Mm,
being stuck during COVID,
right.
like that
Yeah.
2 months. Okay, so what made you move to La Union? So what's your backstory?
Um, Essentially, the rent prices back in Manila were getting pretty high. Um, I instead of paying more rent there where I was in Makati, I found uh, obviously a much cheaper location here by the beach. The other factor was my dog, who was getting ill at the time. I just wanted him a little more space for him to run and play and the whole thing. So,
But you didn't grow up here in the Philippines, right?
no, I
Oh,
didn't.
okay.
Yeah, a little
So
bit about that.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Mhm.
Yeah. Well, back in 2010, I came here on a family trip after my Lola passed,
Okay. Mhm,
and
mhm.
I kind of resolved to myself that I'd come back to the Philippines to kind of finish off the second half of my life.
Okay. Mhm. But
Um,
you're full Filipino by descent.
yes,
Okay.
yeah,
Mhm, yeah, okay.
and
So
then
you were based in the States?
I was based in the States
Uh-huh.
most recently before arriving in LU,
Okay,
or
okay.
the
Right.
Philippines.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So when your Lola passed away, you went back here.
Yeah, I went back here and I traveled around. I was with family for a little bit of it, but then I stayed on for an extra 2 months to travel Southeast Asia to experience the culture, get in touch with my roots. Really, I think you know a part of being uh, within the diaspora that's outside of the Philippines, you kind of grow up without this like sense of uh,
Belongingness.
yeah, belongingness, or even a sense of who you are as a person, and so
Your identity. Yeah.
my identity,
Mm-hmm.
definitely, and so coming here really sort of aligned a lot of those things up, and it was the charm of the provincianos particularly that really you
Mm-hmm.
know led to that decision
So
to
you've been through different provinces. Did you go? Where else did you go? Like in the Philippines?
I've been to Bicol, Cebu, Palawan, um, Boracay.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's La Union. Do you surf?
No, I don't.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So what's one thing that made you decide now, okay, uh, I really like La Union. I want to stay here. Mm.
Well, when I got here, I didn't realize that there was gonna be so much sophistication in the way of like dining options and obviously the nightlife a little bit and I guess just a general community that's around my age
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
and that are progressively thinking and the whole thing. And so I found that to add to the charm of also being in the province. That
So this was pre-COVID or during
this is all
pandemic?
pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is all
And
pre-COVID.
then you got stuck here, right? Also.
We got stuck here. Yeah, yeah, together.
For
Yeah.
3 months, right?
Oh.
Yeah. And you're a boxing coach. Would you say by profession you're a
By
boxing coach?
profession and
Okay.
also by passion and
Okay. Mhm.
I'm originally a teacher. I did teachers college, the whole thing. Worked in the school boards.
What?
Yeah,
That
for
I didn't know.
yeah.
Ah,
I was children with special needs.
okay. Yeah.
I also
Mhm.
did up to high school
Mhm.
and eventually discovered that that wasn't really for me. Like
Okay.
early on in my
Mhm.
20s,
Mhm.
um, I from a real long about path uh, came back to martial arts, something I always done as a kid. And while I was in LA, I was training out of the Wild Card Gym,
Where Manny
um,
Pacquiao
where
trains,
Manny
right? Yeah.
Pacquiao
Haha.
trains,
Mhm.
and it was there that like I was doing a little fighting as well, but then a couple of the pros that approached me to like help them with their camps.
Okay.
And then from
Did you
there,
ever fight professionally? Or?
not professionally, I did
Okay.
amateur fights.
Okay.
And then, but it was a couple professionals that had prompted me into training them. I guess they saw something. I didn't believe it at the time, but then you know, after talking to one of my friends there, also a pro boxer, he was like, you know, you should just believe in yourself, man. Like, you know, if you got it, you got it. And
Yeah.
you know, that kind of made some adjustments in the way that I was thinking.
So having all of that under your belt, do you think it made you more legit and made it for you easier to be teaching here or coaching here in the Philippines?
I definitely think so. You know, and regardless of irregardless of the experiences, I mean, definitely these things add up along the way.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have been doing some form of teaching either way. Like it's definitely my art form and the way that I express myself. Obviously, I have a love for fitness and health and wellness, you
Right.
know,
Right.
and then at the same time, just a passion for martial arts. So that all sort of seemed to culminate into.
Because I'm pretty sure, like especially moving here, and I personally, when I trained under you, I would say you're one of the best boxing coaches that
Oh,
that
appreciate that.
I've trained with, especially like all my friends who come here. Because I think when remember when we had this whole concept of putting up the boxing club in proper. The idea
Right,
is you don't do it for people to come in and then do like one-on-one meets just to sweat it out, but it's
right,
really more of a lifestyle,
right,
right?
right. That's it. Yeah, well, you know, I guess when I came here, I definitely saw some differences in the gym culture. Um, and my my ethos since has been to sort of introduce another form of training or you know, getting people to relate with the sport in a different way. Not just this the mid sort of thing and this, like, you know, this one-on-one
Abs, doing your
abs and the whole
crunches,
thing.
yeah,
Right,
doing your
right.
core. Mhm.
It's it and you're bang on with it being a lifestyle, you know. And then
Right.
I think, you know, what it did for me, the sport, what it did for me was like it showed that if I commit myself every day to something, you know, there's a bit of magic that
Yeah.
happens with that.
Just show up.
Just show up. You know,
Right.
like
Uh-huh.
there were days at the gym where I'd show up and I just like have a conversation like this for 2 hours and not even sweat, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
but that was all part of the
Of
experience. So
being in it, being in it.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
So I'm really excited and curious about this thing you're doing with the youths of La Union.
Oh,
So can you tell us more about that?
sure.
Mhm.
Well, you know,
How
as
did it
much
start?
as much as I really enjoy like teaching clients who just are there for the sweat,
Mhm.
I do have a passion for the sport, and I just approached, you know, like, or you know, they would people, you know, kids around the neighborhood would started calling me coach.
So it was really random.
It was really random.
Okay.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
they were like,
You didn't know these
"Oh,
kids. Yeah.
coach." Yeah, yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. No, I guess they saw me working mitts on at the
Uh-huh.
gym or on the beach, and then so they started calling me coach, 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 and then next thing you know, I'm like, "Oh, why don't you guys we'll get together? Let's do some mitts or
Okay. Uh-huh.
show you some basics." And then uh, it wasn't until I had a friend that moved into town who had uh, a yaya with a few sons,
Mhm.
fresh out of COVID. They didn't know what to do with themselves,
Mhm.
so I said, "Come on, bring them over to the gym. Let me help them out, get them
Mhm.
moving, doing something." After 5 months of training one of them, he ended up winning his first fight by knockout in Bangar, which is I guess our boxing capital here in La
Right, right.
Union.
Oh, Bangar is the boxing capital here. Okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay.
there's a huge promoter up there, and
Okay. Mhm.
yes, and a matchmaker. So
Mhm.
yeah, so off of the strength of that, I had another two more come and join, and then
Mhm.
now another three more. So we're a total of about five to
Mhm.
six
And
fighters,
these aren't out of school youths, right? These are kids in
mostly in
school.
school youths.
Mostly in school.
Yep.
Okay. Mhm.
In the secondary level,
Okay. Mhm.
and
So high school or high?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Mhm.
And then obviously some of them are a little overage because of, you know, being held back or
Haha,
something
haha.
like that. And
And with fights, it's about the age, not weight.
It's about the weight. It's
Okay,
about the
okay,
weight.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
weight and
Mhm.
experience.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Mhm, mhm,
So,
mhm. And
but
so
yeah.
how often do you train with them? Like, do you train with them before going to school or after school?
It really depends on their schedule. They hit me up. We have a group chat, and they
Mhm,
just
mhm.
sort of like tell me when they're available, and I just do my best to make myself available for the day.
Mhm, mhm.
We train every day. I give them Saturdays off, and then yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, that's
So I'm of course with Manny Pacquiao and then Onyok Velasco and all these names and with boxing being a sport that Filipinos can really
resonate with.
yeah
Yeah.
resonate with. Do you think how's the LU boxing scene? Like is it up and coming or is it
You know, it's
are we ready to have our next champion here?
I think so. I
Uh-huh.
think so. Definitely when I first came out and I saw some of the kids playing on the beach, like the athleticism is there,
Mhm.
you know. And as far as the scene goes, there's not much in the way of a scene because there's just not enough gyms, you know, and there's not enough outlets for
Because
youth.
everything is in Manila or mhm.
Yes. Well, I would say a lot of the gyms are privately funded, so there's more of that in Manila, and there's more
Okay.
access there,
Mhm.
obviously. But here, there's really it's really like in the backyard or in someone's garage or
Right. Uh-huh.
that's where the kids are learning. But there
Mhm.
is there is a competitive scene of about 200 fighters in the province.
Okay.
Yeah,
Here, just here in La Union.
just in La Union.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
with some coming from Baguio and
Uh-huh.
Pangasinan. Oh.
And this is being sanctioned by, or is there a governing body? Like,
Yes,
mhm.
ABAP,
Okay,
and
okay.
which is
Mm.
the Amateur
Amateur boxing.
Association,
Okay, okay.
and
Mm-hmm.
then also the Game and Amusements Board, providing
Mm.
referees and all that and
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
officials.
mm-hmm. Okay, so you also came up with, because I've seen your really nice gloves and then
Oh,
your own brand called Lumaban Sports.
yes.
So are those gloves made locally? Who designs them?
Well, I have a few manufacturers globally. Uh,
Globally, okay. Mm-hmm,
Unfortunately, it hasn't been like it hasn't materialized yet
mm-hmm.
for the Philippines, like a really good leather working manufacturer, and it's also the construction of the gloves.
Mm-hmm.
Also, upon arriving here, I noticed there was a bit of a gap in the market with regards to gloves. We're using a lot of Thai and Japanese brands. Uh, these brands uh, either falter in the price point, and then at the same time, some of the Thai brands they're made for more Muay Thai, and so the
Right, okay.
construction's different.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people were complaining about thumb and wrist injuries,
Okay, okay.
and
Mm-hmm.
and and there was an easy fix in the construction of traditional boxing gloves, and the way that they're doing it on a global standard now. And so, having worked in that field before while in LA doing kind of sideline work and design, I was just able to put it together.
Okay, so you design it based on experience, based on what you think would be what would maximize.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes. On the ergonomic end, and then as well as like just the design itself, like the
Mm-hmm.
colorways, and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So what's next? Like in terms of like you working with the youth and then like with Lumaban Sport. So any upcoming fights and
We have a fight coming up on the 31st in San
mm-hmm.
Fernando. It'll be our homecoming fight. We've fought quite a bit around the province, and now it'll be like the home crowd. So
Mm-hmm.
pretty
More
excited
hyped
about
up.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
We're also uh, working to sort of build a true like a true program for the youth
Okay. Mm-hmm.
that offers sponsorships.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right now, like it's in its skeleton form. I want them to learn English. I want them to like read and write and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
communicate
Mm-hmm. And
in
this will be tied up with schools or
so
with the LGU.
I'm working in conjunction with Lingsat Integrated School,
Okay.
and then
Mm-hmm.
another
Mm-hmm.
the San Juan School
Okay.
here in
So
yeah.
start within a radius, like within the
Right,
community. Mm-hmm.
right.
Uh-huh.
So and then I guess once that picks up steam, I would love to expand the
Replicate
program.
it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So do you think the community here is a big help? Like when it comes to because now more and more gyms are sprouting up. I mean, not
Yes,
not necessarily boxing gym, but
right.
you have dance classes, you have yoga.
Yes.
So do you think La Union with the existing community, is it a good place like to promote wellness, fitness?
100%,
Uh-huh.
100%.
Not just surfing.
Not just surfing.
Uh-huh.
I really see La Union becoming like a lifestyle destination,
Mm-hmm.
and also a place to escape the city on a permanent basis. Like the city, though it offers your various classes and gym classes, you don't get the fresh air, you don't get the sea, you don't get the nature,
Mm-hmm.
and I think a lot of that is strong component to health and wellness and fitness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Something that I experienced in LA, where you can travel 20 minutes and be hiking,
Right, right,
doing a
right.
hill run or
You don't
something like
get
that.
stuck in traffic
You're not
to get
stuck in
to.
traffic to get the, you can commute,
Right,
you know what
right.
I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So provided that that the traffic is managed,
Mm-hmm.
and that the community stays strong within that, like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
within the commitment to just keeping it
Mm-hmm.
a manageable commute to different
Right,
places.
right.
I definitely see this being
Mm-hmm.
the next destination
Right.
for
Mm-hmm.
fitness and wellness.
So
Yeah.
just to close it off, just like any advice to I mean people listening who wants to get into fitness, wants to get into boxing, like in general or specifically boxing.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
do one thing every day. Do just even if it's 5 minutes a day to begin with, keep doing it. It's like that eventually that anthill will turn into a mountain. Like as you know yourself, it's
Mm-hmm.
like just the lactic acid itself. Like after a few weeks, wala na, you're
Mm-hmm. Your
okay,
body
right?
will
Your
adjust. Yeah.
body adjusts, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So just do something every day. Do something, commit every day. One thing. That's it.
Okay. Thanks so much
Cheers.
for
Thank you.
for
Thank you,
coming in
Rafi.
today, Jess.
No problem.
Okay.
Anytime.
So, thanks everyone for tuning in today. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, Alpas La Union, Alpas Siargao on Facebook, on Instagram. Stay tuned for our next episode. Everyone's welcome here in Alpas. I always reserve a seat for you. See you guys.